Boy, what a night in the city of Milwaukee on this Saturday night. Expecting a sold-out crowd here at Miller Park, where the Crew looks to tie a Miller Park record with their 9th straight home win. They face the Philadelphia Phillies. It's the battle of the earned run average on the mound tonight. The veteran lefty Cole Hamels and the rookie righty Mike Fiers, both with ERAs under 3. The Brewers have been living off a steady diet of extra base hits and have 3 players with a legit chance of finishing 1, 2, and 3 in the league, led by Aramis Ramirez. And we welcome you back to our broadcast here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. That's what Davey and I are talking about, the heart of that order with the Brewers. Braun, Ramirez, Hart, they're really doing the job power-wise.
Well, they certainly are, and that's what Ron Rennick was looking for. Didn't know where at the start of the season where Corey was going to bat, but finally it settled in that fifth spot. And I tell you, they have been producing the heart of that order, as you mentioned, Braun, Ramirez, and Hart. Not only are they producing home runs and driving in runs, extra base hits, and doing an outstanding job. It's just that other guys are starting to pick up also, which has been good. But you really have to depend on the heart of that order, and they're doing the job.
They are gelling at the right time here before the season is up, hoping to continue that tonight against the Phillies. Both lineups will be challenged tonight with the 2 guys on the mound, helping to make this a classic pitching matchup. BA and Rock Talk, Hamels and Fiers when we come back.
On Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, because when friends come together, it's not just a good time, it's Miller time. By Toyota. When you choose Toyota, you get a lot for less. Toyota. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Saturday night in America's heartland, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mike Fiers is up tonight trying to bounce back from his worst start of the season. Gave up 8 earned runs in just 2 innings, and he's matching up against Cole Hamels, coming off back-to-back shutouts. Beat the Marlins his last time out with the distance for his 13th win of the season. Great pitching matchup tonight. Hi, everybody. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Brian Anderson. Great to have you with us this evening. The Brewers are trying to make it 3 in a row here against the Philadelphia Phillies and trying to make it 9 in a row here at Miller Park. And, Rock, what a pitching matchup here. And we'll start with Mike Fiers. Since he has come on the scene here in late May, not only has he been the Brewers' best pitcher, he might be one of the best in the big leagues at this point.
Yeah, no doubt. He still leads all rookie starters in earned run average. And when you look at what he's been able to do throughout the season, that bad start in Colorado gave up 8 runs, but 9 previous starts, and that includes a relief appearance. He'd allowed only 7 runs that entire stretch. He's been outstanding. The curveball, he's been throwing strikes, and he's going to have to be on the top of his game here tonight because the Brewers are going to be facing one of the best left-handers, if not one of the best pitchers in all of baseball right now. He is on a roll. In the beginning of this season, he had an 8-game winning streak. He's got back-to-back complete game shutouts, and he has been dotting the I with his fastball. He has a tremendous changeup, so the Brewer offense has their work cut out for him tonight.
Cole Hamels just signed a long-term deal with the Philadelphia Phillies. Brewers-Phillies coming up. Brian Braun back in the lineup. He's hit 3 homers in the last 2 games. It's Game 3. It's coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Marquee players, Ryan Braun, he's been at the top of his game in this series against the Phillies. 3 home runs so far. He leads the National League in long balls. He has 81 RBIs, tied for 2nd. Statistically, having a huge year this year in Milwaukee. Beautiful night for baseball on a Saturday night, and a terrific pitching matchup. Mike Fiers and Cole Hamels tonight. The Brewers trying to make it 3 straight. There's Charlie Manuel in his 8th season, a World Series winning manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. And his Piggly Wiggly batting order tonight. Jimmy Rollins leads off. He's moved Franson up in the 2-hole tonight. Chase Utley bats third. Ryan Howard, Dominic Brown, and Lance Nix in the middle, with John Mayberry getting his first start of the series. Eric Kratz and Cole Hamels rounding it out.
It'll be interesting to see how Mike Fiers is going to be able to rebound after his first really bad start this year. Colorado had a rough time, but throughout the year he has been tremendous. The first time that he has faced the Phillies in his career.
Well, Fiers has been able to answer every question so far, and now he gets to try to answer the question on how he can bounce back after a rough start. We hope his confidence isn't shaken. Fiers starts this one with strike one on Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy Rollins, Kevin Franson, and Chase Utley, the first three up for the Fightin' Phils. There's strike two. One of the things that you love about Mike Fiers, and as we tell others about him, he is a strike thrower and a guy who works fast. He commands all of his pitches. And that's one of the main reasons he has been so successful here in the big leagues in his rookie year.
Yeah, Fiers only has 16 walks on the season, and even with that rough outing, 2 innings and 8 earned runs, he did not walk a batter against the Colorado Rockies. Matter of fact, he has not walked a batter in the month of August.
Well, Fiers went just 2 innings in Colorado, and those 8 earned runs. He's given up 24 earned runs for the season in his 14 games, so a third of the runs he's allowed came in that one start. And he lasted just 48 pitches, just never could quite get comfortable in Denver, and it was an early exit for him. Fiers now 27 years of age, turned 27 this June. He was the Brewers minor league pitcher of the year last year. Put up very similar numbers in the minor leagues to what he is doing here in the big leagues this season. Rollins pops this one up a mile high in the infield. That's Corey Hart who wants it. And there is the first out. That's how Fiers' evening begins. Defensively for the Brewers tonight, Braun, Gomez, and Aoki in the outfield. Ramirez, Segura, Ransom, and Hart. No rookie weeks tonight, a day off. Cody Ransom gets the call at second with Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate. Tony Randazzo will call the balls and strikes. Mike McClinsky, Brian Gorman, and Todd Tishner on the bases. There's the crew chief, Brian Gorman. One gone. Here is Kevin Franson. Both managers making adjustments to their lineup tonight and putting a couple of hitters in the 2-hole that could certainly thrive in that spot. Franson's had a good series. Has 4 hits in the series. He's 4 for 9 as he pops this one into foul territory, and that'll slice out of play.
Yeah, one of the toughest outs for Philadelphia, sitting this one out, Juan Pierre. A pesky hitter. He got a couple of hits in the first game of this series on Thursday. Took the collar in last night's game, so he sits this one out.
Franson was putting up big numbers in the Phillies minor league system and earned his call up here to the big leagues. He was hitting over 300 in AAA, Lehigh Valley in the International League. And Fiers drills him. Got him with a fastball trying to get inside. He hits Franson, and a base runner for the Phillies.
Trying to come inside. You see Lucroy setting up on the inside corner. Got away from him a little bit. And got Franson right on that protective pad, right on the elbow. That's why they wear it. And guys right on top of the plate are ordinarily susceptible to getting hit.
Yeah, that's what Charlie Manuel preaches. He likes his hitters right on top of the plate. And guys like Franson, Jimmy Rollins, Shane Victorino when he was a Philly, certainly Chase Utley abide by that hitting philosophy. That's one of the reasons the Phillies are a team that does get hit a lot. Chase Utley's been a tough out. He has drawn a lot of walks in the season series against the Brewers, has 9 of them in the 5 games played. Utley yesterday was 1 for 2. He walked twice.
Man, he's walked 4 times already in this series.
That almost hit him. But the Brewers won last night 6-2. Giovanni Gallardo was outstanding in last night's win. He went 7 innings, struck out 9. Send our thoughts with Gallardo. He left after the game last night. He's back in Texas in Fort Worth. He has some family matters to deal with. There's an illness in his family, and Gallardo is with his wife and family back in Texas. He'll be back, according to Ron Renicky, be back on Monday to throw a side session, and then he'll be back in the rotation on Wednesday.
It just gives you an idea how mentally tough Giovanni Gallardo is. With all that going on, it's been going on a while for him and his family. He's still able to pitch well. He's won 4 straight and pitched extremely well last night.
Yeah, Gallardo won his 12th game of the year last night, 12-8, with 7 strong innings, just 1 run. Two balls and a strike on Chase Utley, a .240 hitter with 8 homers and 21 runs batted in. Utley tonight is playing in his 42nd game of the year, out with a knee injury for most of the first half. He returned at the end of June. Brewers set up to turn 2, and Utley takes ball 3.
Chase Utley not often is going to swing out of the strike zone. That's why he's been so patient and been able to draw the walks against Milwaukee. Utley he just dares you to pitch inside, figuring that if you leave one out over the plate, he's going to knock one out of here. And because he's straight on top of the plate, that pitch on the outside corner, literally right down the middle to most hitters.
Lucroy sets up away, and there is ball 4, and Utley draws another walk. Brewers just have been unable to throw strikes when Utley is at the plate. He has about a third of his season walks against Milwaukee in just 5 games. And now fires in a little bit of early trouble here with 2 on, 1 out, and Ryan Howard coming up.
You talked to Rick Kranitz about the outing for Mike Fiers. He just wasn't able to get into a comfort zone in that start in Colorado. You can understand a curveball pitcher not really feeling all that comfortable. Ball wasn't breaking as well, so hopefully he's going to be able to get that comfort back out on the mound here at Miller Park. Right now he seems to be fighting himself a little bit.
2 on, 1 away, and a big slugger at the plate in Howard. And he hits one high in the air, center field. This will stay playable for Gomez. Franzen's going to tag at second, and he'll stop. Good throw from Gomez. Keeps the runners right where they are. 2 outs in the inning.
That's one thing about Carlos Gomez. He never takes anything for granted. He was camped under that fly ball, made sure he has momentum going toward third base, just in case Franzen decided to go to third base. Just missing it is Ryan Howard. He just got under it a little bit. Now watch Gomez. A lot of guys are going to catch that flat-footed and kind of lollipop one into the infield, not Carlos Gomez.
So 2 out, and here is Dominic Brown with Franzen and Utley on the base paths. Brown has had his troubles in this series in the outfield defensively. Tonight Charlie Manuel has him in left field. Took him out of the right field position. Phillies think he's got a chance to be a force offensively. Got his call up when the Phillies turned over their roster, made a couple of big trades, traded away 2/3 of their starting outfield in Hunter Pence and Shane Victorino.
And Brown with a misplay out in right field in the 4th inning that led to a Brewers 4-run 4th inning. A ball in the gap that he probably should have caught. It went down as a triple, but should have ended an inning for Cliff Lee. I should say Vance Worley.
2 on, 2 out. And a bouncing ball to Cody Ransom. Mike Fiers, a scoreless first. Good start for Fiers. The Brewers coming up against Cole Hamels. And the second Renicky to appear on our air tonight. Ron's wife Karen was on earlier. Big Wives promotion. The Brewers' Wives bags available right now. Ron Renicky's Piggly Wiggly batting order tonight. Nori Aoki, Jonathan Lucroy, and Ryan Braun at the top. Ramirez, Hart, and Gomez, and then Ransom, Segura, and Fires rounded out. Cole Hamels rock a 13-game winner, and you could say he is pitching as well right now as he has at any point in his career.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's 2 wins away from tying a career high in victories. He's currently tied for 8th in the league in wins, earned run average. He's 4th in strikeouts, and he's won back-to-back games with a complete game shutout. So he is on the top of his game right now.
And there is strike 1 to Nori Aoki. Hamels a strike throwing machine, and the Brewers, you might see a pretty aggressive approach tonight. Aoki's numbers, a .281 batting average, 6 homers, 29 driven in for Nori. And that one's in the air. Behind the bag at second. Rollins wants it for the first out for Hamels. Well, how about a scouting report tonight? We go to Jonathan Lucroy, who is coming up.
I just think he's getting ahead of guys, and you know, just keeping the ball down, hitting his spots. I mean, that's pretty much any formula for a successful pitcher. So we just got to try to get on him early and make him work a little harder so we can see what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's how you handle a guy like Cole Hamels, the way he's been throwing. You get a fastball early in the count. You've got to jump on it and don't miss it, because when he gets you deep in the count, that's what he wants. Got a tremendous changeup. He works both corners very well with a fastball at about 91 to 92.
Jonathan Lucroy in the second spot in the batting order for just the 4th time this year, as he bounces one out to Jimmy Rollins. And there is out number 2. Here's how the Phillies line up behind Hamels tonight. Dominic Brown moves over to left field. Nixon's in right with Mayberry in center. And then you've got Franzen, Rollins, Utley, and Howard. Same infield we've seen this entire series. Eric Kratz gets his second start catching Hamels. The Menards Phillies defense. John Mayberry Jr. his first start of the series. We've seen Lance Nix play center field the first 2 games. Charlie Manuel trying to bolster his defense a little bit with Hamels on the mound. Ryan Braun now with 2 away. And these are always fun matchups to watch here. You got one of the game's best pitchers against one of the game's best hitters.
And the key to being able to hit Cole Hamels is being able to go to right field, and we've seen Ryan Braun do that with power in this series. You try and pull the ball. If you're right-handed against Cole Hamels, you're going to have a long night.
Hamels has always been a tough matchup for Braun. Ryan Braun has just 4 hits against Hamels in his career. He's hitting for a 190 batting average, although 2 of his 4 hits are home runs. Ryan Braun homered again last night and has that home run swing dialed in right now. He took a day off Sunday, mired in a long slump. Braun had only 1 home run dating back to August 1st. Took a day off Sunday. Renicky gave him a rest, and Braun responded in a big way to start this series on Thursday with 2 home runs off Cliff Lee. Into right, playable, and Nix will haul it in. Cole Hamels, a 1-2-3 first inning. Miller Park, no score as we go to the top of the second inning. How good has Mike Fiers been? Well, he's not a name that comes to mind quickly around the league, but Rock, you take it back to his early days here in the major leagues. His first start was in late May, but since June 16th, some pretty tall company he's keeping there. The 5th lowest opponent batting average.
Yeah, even after giving up 9 hits in 2 innings, he still has a pretty good innings pitched to hits ratio. 82 innings and 74 hits coming into tonight. Leads all National League rookies in opponent batting average at 237. Fiers is 3rd in strikeouts, 5th in innings pitched, and 1st in earned run average amongst National League rookies.
Wade Miley at this moment probably the top rookie pitcher. He has 13 wins. His ERA is 2nd behind Mike Fiers. Fiers comes in with 6 wins. He won 3 in a row. His last start in July and his first 2 starts this month, including an 8-inning victory over the Cincinnati Reds. And that was a ball game where he took a perfect game into the 7th inning. Faces Lance Nix to start the second. Fiers hit a batter and walked a batter in the 1st inning. Stranded a pair. And it goes to 2-2. Well, you wonder if Fiers will take a book out of the Gallardo book with the curveballs to Lance Nix. Nix had a tough time against Gallardo's breaking ball yesterday. Struck out 3 times on that Gallardo curve. 2-2, and there is a curveball, and Nix was ready for it. He fouls it away.
Yeah, a little bit different curveball between Giovanni and Mike Fiers. Mike has the big looping curveball. Giovanni Gallardo is more the Ben Sheets type, that 2-strike power curveball in the dirt. Nix last night against Livan Hernandez got a base hit on a curveball, so it depends what kind of curveball you're talking about.
There's another one that misses high. And the count goes full, 3-2. And he lost him with a fastball. So Nix draws a walk. 2nd walk issued by Mike Fiers.
At every non-marquee home game, fans can purchase a half-price Lowe's bleacher ticket in the Club Goodwill bleacher section at Miller Park. Club Goodwill tickets are sold at the ticket windows in left field.
A leadoff base runner against Fiers. And here's John Mayberry Jr. now. Nix has good speed at first. He has missed most of the season with a calf injury, so he's not running like we have seen in the past. Phillies as a team and in general a team that likes to run. They like to push it with Charlie Manuel, not just in the stolen base category, but taking extra bases. They're an aggressive base running ball club.
And not as fast as they used to be with Hunter Pence gone and Shane Victorino, but Charlie Manuel still asks his guys to be aggressive out there on the base paths.
Mayberry making his first start of this series. And that one's hit well left field. This is way back, and there it goes. A 2-run home run by John Mayberry Jr. And the Phillies strike first tonight as Mayberry belts his 10th home run of the season and has now homered in 4 consecutive games in 5 of his last 6.
And did not start in the first 2 games of this series. That was a bit of a surprise with the way he's been swinging the bat. Well, Mike Fiers having a tough time commanding the curveball. You got a fastball up and in. That fastball, Lucroy wanted it away, and Mike Fiers missed his spot up and in. And John Mayberry Jr. gives the Phillies a 2-0 lead.
Eric Kratz now, the Philly catcher. He swings away at the first pitch. Well, the Phillies scored the first run yesterday. Got a run off Gallardo in the fourth. The Brewers were able to answer with 4 runs in the next half inning. Milwaukee's been able to cover some early deficits here lately, even in Colorado, despite getting swept by the Rockies. Brewers offense well intact right now. Swinging the bats well. Speaking to Johnny Naron before the game, the Brewers hitting coach, he loves the approach, says guys are working hard, they're not giving up any at bats, and it has shown up. The results are there.
Yeah, the Brewers scored a bunch of runs against the Rockies. Unfortunately, they fell behind in every game. Rockies scored 10 runs in the first inning in the 3 games. It's tough to make up that kind of deficit.
And going to have to do it against a different kind of pitcher here tonight in Cole Hamels, who doesn't give up much. The Brewers have not scored fewer than 5 runs since the 10th of August.
That's over a week.
Yep.
Not bad.
7 games in a row scoring 5 or more runs. Longtime minor league catcher Eric Kratz getting some significant playing time. The Phillies are without Carlos Ruiz, has a foot injury. He's on the disabled list. Been on the DL since early August. Kratz makes his second start of the series. We saw Brian Schneider back there last night.
And it seems like the Phillies haven't been able to put out their ideal lineup, the lineup that they thought they were going to have going into spring training out on the field a whole lot this year.
That one is hit high and deep, and that one's going to go. Eric Kratz, home run number 6, and the Phillies go back to back to take a 3-0 lead.
Now Fire's still having a tough time with his off-speed pitches, the curveball, the cutter, his changeup, and because of that, back-to-back home runs on fastballs. Here it is, the 3-2 pitch. Up in the zone, and Kratz looking for it. He got it, and he knew it right away that it was gone. Mike Fire's still having a tough time with that curveball in back-to-back starts. You don't want to fall too far behind with Cole Hamels out there in the mound.
And the Brewers down 3-0 as Kratz hits number 6. And a quick trip to the mound for Rick Kranitz. So Fire's going through some struggles here in his last 2 starts. Colorado scored 3 runs off Fire's in the first inning, and then scored 5 more runs. He was unable to get through the third. He actually went out for the third inning and did not record it out. Pitchers go through these phases.
You just got to battle through it. Hitters do the same. There's a good off-speed pitch. Just got to grind it out. Not much else you can do about it.
Cole Hamels down in the count, 0-2. The Philly pitcher, who comes in with a .235 batting average. He swung the bat well this year. Hamels has 12 hits, including a home run. Down he goes. Fiers strikes him out. First strikeout for Mike Fiers. A reminder that weekdays on Fox Sports Wisconsin, it's the Dan Patrick Show. Don't miss exclusive guests, including high-profile athletes and celebrities, breaking sports news, and unparalleled insider access. The Dan Patrick Show, weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Top of the order, Jimmy Rollins. Strike 1. Been a lot of talk about Mike Fiers and his innings limit, and the Brewers will start to watch the innings for some of their pitchers, guys who haven't pitched this much, started this much in the big leagues, guys like Fiers and Mark Rogers. Marco Estrada's on that list. He's not a young guy, but hasn't been a starter.
It's all about increasing, innings year to year incrementally, not too much of a jump year to year. That's kind of been the way baseball has been doing it. I mean, the Brewers are not the only organization that has been incorporating that philosophy, trying to keep guys healthy.
A swing and a miss. Jimmy Rollins chases a high fastball. Back-to-back Ks after back-to-back home runs.
The reason why you get a swing and a miss on that pitch is because Fiers threw a couple of curveballs for strikes to Jimmy Rollins in that at bat. When you do that, a little bit of doubt in their mind what they're getting, and you're going to get swings on pitches like this. If you can't throw your curve over for strikes, hitters are going to be looking for the fastball, and they'll take that pitch.
2 men out for Kevin Frandsen, the Philadelphia third baseman. Starts him with a curveball strike. Frandsen was hit by a pitch his first time up. For Mike Fiers, he is at 138 innings total for the year. That includes his AAA innings count. He had 55 innings in AAA this year and 10 starts. The most innings he has thrown in a season, 126, and he did that last year between AA and AAA. And there's a 30% rule that the Brewers like to stick by as a gauge, 30% more each year. So when that number comes up, Fiers will probably either be shut down or limited. Into center field, and a lazy fly ball for Gomez. So Fiers finishes off the second inning, but back-to-back home runs. Mayberry, his 9th, making his 10th of the year, and a 2-run shot, and Eric Kratz, number 6. Three to nothing Phillies. Back-to-back home runs. John Mayberry Jr. and Eric Kratz. In the top of the second, we go to the bottom of the second now. It'll be Aramis Ramirez. Phillies giving Cole Hamels 3 early runs. Slow roller that will roll foul. Time now for our Carsoup.com email the booth question. Eric in Sturgeon Bay. Are the Phillies going to try to rebuild their starting pitching around Hamels and his new deal? Their starting pitching is actually okay. They've got pretty good pedigree in their starting pitching.
Yeah. Vance Worley's a good starter. I mean, he pitched pretty well. Defensive lapse in yesterday's ball game cost him a win. But Cole Hamels is going to be around a long time. Signed a big, long contract, a lot of money. And he's had a tremendous career.
Hamels has a deal that could take him through the 2019 season as Ramirez Sends that one deep to left, and a home run for Aramis Ramirez. Number 17 on the season for Aramis.
The Brewers continue to pound the baseball out of the ballpark against Philadelphia starters. Wow. Well, Aramis got a high fastball, and he turned on it.
Adds to his Powerball home run count. Number 17 for Aramis Ramirez.
Yep, out at half and up in the zone. He knew it. That first home run that Cole Hamels has given up in his last 23 innings. That's how good he's been. And back-to-back shutouts. And finally a run on the board against the Philly left-hander.
Now Corey Hart, who takes a strike. There's that signature changeup from Hamels in there for strike 2 on Corey Hart. Hart had a big hit on Thursday night, a grand slam home run. Proved to be the game winner. It came at the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes. And a game the Brewers would win 7-4. Milwaukee came back and won last night 6-2.
Yeah, Corey in this series, at least after that home run, is doing a nice job just staying back on the baseball and shooting it to the opposite field and up the middle. Both of his hits last night came on ground balls back through the middle. Not trying to pull it.
And a fastball from Hamels is fouled away. We'll check the updated Powerball home run leaderboard. Ryan Braun leads the club and the league with 32 homers. Hart has 23 now after that grand slam on Thursday night, and now Ramirez with 17. 1-2 to Hart. Bouncer foul. Milwaukee's been on a nice run here at home. And back-to-back sweeps before heading out on a road trip. And then they've won the first 2 games in this series. They have won 8 consecutive games at Miller Park. And a win tonight will tie the franchise record for consecutive victories at Miller Park, which was set last season. Trying to make it 9 in a row here tonight with a victory. Right off the end of the bat, Kratz picks it up, makes the play, and Hart is retired for the first out. And just how good have the Brewers been in the last stretch of games? How about the last 33 games? The Brewers are 23-10, 13 over. That covers 10 series, and Milwaukee has only lost 1 series in that stretch with 8 series victories.
You know, it's one of those things that nobody can really figure out, but I think I put my finger on it. It's got to be Rob Edwards, the PA announcer, his voice, and Dean Roscoe, the organ. That's the only thing different about home and road, other than great fan support. Are you with me here?
I like it. Just a familiar sound.
Right. So maybe we should bring those 2 on the road.
Have to work it out. They've got a pretty busy schedule, both of them.
The bottom line is, who knows the reason why you have numbers like this? I mean, everybody trying to quantify it and figure out, you know, the difference in the ball club, and there's no reason for it other than that's the way it is.
And Ron Renicky said as much. Said he feels like we're the same team at home as on the road, but Brewers aren't winning on the road.
I asked Rob Edwards if he'd like to travel with us. He said, as you said, he's too busy.
Yeah, he's can't afford him. There's a slow roller. This is going to be a tough play. No play. Hamels doesn't even bother with the speedy Gomez. An infield hit.
Gomez doing exactly what you can't do against this guy. Try and pull the baseball, but he gets away with it. A little swinging bunt down the third baseline. Kevin Franson playing in with the bag still didn't have a shot at it. And a base hit for Gomez.
And we'll see how active Gomez will be on the base paths with the left-hander Hamels on the mound. Gomez has 22 steals. Cody Ransom with 1 out. Ricky Weeks getting the day off today. His first day off since the All-Star break. As Ransom makes just his second start of the season at second base. A versatile player who can play all over the infield. You can put him in the outfield if you needed to. And he's a rare guy that can play all 4 infield positions. And third, short, second, and first.
And he only uses 1 glove. A lot of guys will change gloves when they move around the infield. Second base glove typically smaller than the others, but Ransom uses just the 1.
You don't see Ricky Weeks sit very often. Weeks has been swinging a hot bat lately as well. Had a hit yesterday, did Ricky. 1 for 4 in the game yesterday. But Renicky and Weeks plan these things out a few days in advance, and today was the day that Weeks is off. Cody Ransom's playing time has been cut very short with the emergence of Gene Segura playing every day at shortstop. You know, Ramirez is going to play every day. Ransom and his Turris played a lot more than they probably ever dreamed after Alex Gonzalez was injured, and then Cesar Turris was injured as well. That's why the Brewers had to go sign another shortstop. They picked up Ransom from the Arizona Diamondbacks. That was in May. There goes Gomez, and a swing and a miss from the knees. Kratz throw is late, and stolen base number 23 for Carlos Gomez. He got a great jump.
Yeah, he went on the first move. Hamels picked that leg up. Gomez was off like a shot, and Kratz really no chance. Look how big a lead he gets. Goes on the first move, and there's no chance for the Philly catcher. Pretty good arm from his knees, though.
23 out of 28 in stolen base attempts for Gomez. Now a base hit will score a run. Ransom takes a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Two outs in the inning. Hamels with his first strikeout. Here's the rookie shortstop, Gene Segura. Had a hit last night. He's 1 for 6 in the series. Segura still looking for his first major league home run.
And just like Corey Hart doing a nice job taking the ball to the opposite field. When he first got called up, he was jumping at the ball, trying to pull everything. Not so much right now. Got a pretty good approach up there at the plate.
Segura back up the middle. Rollins spins, throws, and it is in time for the out. Great play, Jimmy Rollins. Wow. Cutting down the speedy Segura. He can still pick it at short. And the inning is over. The Brewers get a run on an Aramis Ramirez home run. It's a 3-1 game as we head to the third. The Phillies in the lead. Sports Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Saturday night at Miller Park. It's a great night for baseball here tonight. Mike Fiers and the Brewers down 3-1. Phillies with back-to-back home runs in the second inning off Fiers. But respond with an Aramis Ramirez home run off Cole Hamels in the bottom of the second. Chase Utley leads off. He'll be followed by Ryan Howard, then Dominic Brown. Terrific play by Jimmy Rollins to end the bottom of the second. Utley in the air. Will it stay playable? It might. Ramirez just out of his reach.
Yeah, they say Jimmy Rollins has lost a step or two, but not on that play. I mean, Segura runs well and still able to get him by half a step. Just signing a nice contract to Jimmy Rollins. He'll be around for 3 years.
A lot of familiar names, a lot of names that have done a lot of winning in Philadelphia. Rollins and Utley, Ryan Howard. There's a bouncer. Segura has it go off his glove, and Utley is aboard with a leadoff hit. Even if Segura comes up with that cleanly on the dive, it's going to be a tough play to get Utley at first.
And Brewers had to shift on for Chase Utley up the middle. Segura was shaded up the middle and took a curveball and waited on it nicely and just shot it over in that direction. And Segura knocked it down, but a base hit, a leadoff base runner for the Phillies once again.
A lot of base runners tonight against Fiers. Phillies have put 6 men on base already. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks and a hit batter. As Howard takes a ball. Ryan Howard is first time up. He flew out to center field. Fiers has had his troubles throwing to first base. He has 3 errors this year on pickoff plays. And you know the Phillies know that. They'll try to draw as many throws as they can.
Yeah, Chase Utley used to be a guy that can rack up some stolen base numbers, but you know, with the knee problems that he's had, he hasn't run all that much. And the Phillies only have 2 guys who are going to steal bases really right now, and it's Juan Pierre. He's on the bench, and Jimmy Rollins. Utley hasn't run all that much so far this year.
Utley has just 3 stolen bases. He's only attempted 4. As Howard bounces one foul. And this will give you a good idea of how his knees are feeling, because Fiers is a guy that takes a little while to unwind it. A lot of base runners have taken advantage of Fiers when he's put runners on. Utley's content to stay put for now.
And you don't want to be getting thrown out on the bases with Ryan Howard at the plate. Not a good idea. And you would figure next year, after Chase Utley gets the whole full off season to rehab, and he's probably going to get back to running again.
Another check on Utley. Fiers knows he has to change it up a little bit. They don't want him to change how he delivers to the plate. He's very slow to home plate. You see a lot of holds, a lot of throws over to first base. Most of that called from the dugout. Interesting shot there. Ron Renicky, who normally stands on the home plate side of the dugout, is all the way over on the other side watching Mike Fiers, trying to pick something up from him. And he's got Martin Maldonado, I think, or is that Niger Morgan with him? Niger standing next to him as well.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's over there. It's just not over there to change it up. He's taking a look at something or other. Not sure what it is, and we probably will never know. He's keeping a close eye on the Brewers starter.
That would be his view. Close.
Almost caught him napping. Wasn't off that far. Wasn't paying attention. I think if Corey's holding the bag, he might be out.
That one's ripped into the gap right center. Aoki cannot cut it off. And Utley is on his way to the plate. He will score. It's an RBI double for Ryan Howard. A lot of attention being paid to the base runner, and Howard benefited from that as he drives in his 21st run. It's now 4-1 Phillies.
Got a pitch up out over the plate, and Ryan Howard's so strong. Even when he doesn't get it right on the sweet spot, he's going to be able to hit it hard out there in the gap all the way to the wall. Sounded like it was a little bit off the end of the bat. And talking about Chase Utley's speed, if he's got any problems running the bases, it's news to the Brewers. I mean, he was scooting around those bases. And no problem with his wheels. He never slows down around third base.
And more trouble for Fiers. Back-to-back hits to start the inning. Here's Dominic Brown. Lucroy chat with Fiers. Trying to grind one out here. Tough to get behind Cole Hamels. Dominic Brown grounded out in the first inning. He bounced out with 2 runners on base. And he's down in the count 0-2. Old saying in baseball, the game's not that easy. For Mike Fiers, he was just rolling along at an ERA of 1.80 leading up to that start in Denver. He's given up 12 earned runs in his last 2 starts. That one's in the air to left. Braun will ease back, make the catch for the first out.
After most Sunday Brewers home games, kids 16 and under can run the bases here at Miller Park. That's compliments of great clips. It's going to be great. One of the more popular things that they have going on here at the ballpark on Sundays. Kind of banishes our instructional out to right field. Kids love running those bases.
Lined up all the way up through the concourse to run the bases on Sunday. Get to step foot on a major league field. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lance Nix, one away. Howard at second. He doubled in Chase Utley. Howard not running well these days after that Achilles surgery last year. And the Phillies take very little chances with Howard on the base paths. Pretty much station to station at this point.
And Ryan Howard doesn't take many chances with Ryan Howard on the base pad. Hit leads at first base at about 2 feet.
Yeah, he makes it pretty easy on a third base coach. Kind of shuts it down early. I'll just be moving up 90 feet here. Juan Samuel. And a lot of comparisons to the new Brewer shortstop, Gene Segura. Reminds many of a young Juan Samuel in build.
Well, if Segura has the career that Juan Samuel had, I think the Brewers would be happy. He was a pretty good player.
There's a strike, 2-2. Yeah, Garth Orge. Brewers infield coach, who is responsible for Segura and his positioning, said that Segura reminds him a lot of Samuel, and Orch played against him for years, played with him and against him. He said Juan Samuel did everything with rocket fuel, and that's the same way Segura plays the game.
A lot of meetings out there in the mound between Luke Croy and Mike Fiers. Segura is going to get into the act, maybe thinking about changing the signs, trying to get on the same page. Just a little bit out of sync out there on the mound. Doesn't have that look of confidence that he had, or he has had all season.
Two balls, two strikes on Lance Nix. A run is in on the Howard double, driving in Utley. Back-to-back hits to start this inning. Oh, that one didn't miss by much. Count goes to 3-2. Fiers really laboring here in the early part of this game. He's already at 61 pitches.
That's a pretty good pitch, though. I'm not sure. Maybe low. It had the corner. Lucroy holds it there, but didn't get the call.
Three and two. And there's a called strike three. Nix is rung up.
Well, that one right at the top of the strike zone. The other one looked like at the bottom of the strike zone. Didn't get it. Well, if you don't get the low strike, you better get the high strike. And Mike Fiers right there did get the high strike. It was supposed to be away. You could see him really fighting his command. That pitch was supposed to be on the outside corner. Look where it ends up. Inside corner. Missing by about 17 inches. That's not normally what you see out of Mike Fiers.
So 2 men are out, the third strikeout for Fiers. And here's John Mayberry Jr. Mayberry, his last time up, delivered home run number 10. I made a mention that he had homered in 4 straight games. That was actually back in June when he did that. Homered in 4 out of 5 games in the month of June, 3 in a row. Ten homers, 28 runs batted in for John Mayberry. No doubt about his home run in the second inning. Fiers missed his spot, and Mayberry sent it out of here into the second deck above the Friday's Front Row Grill. John's father, John Sr., was an outstanding big league player, big league hitter, big power hitter.
Yeah, Dad was a left-handed hitter.
Made a couple of all-star teams with the Royals, his father. And Mayberry draws the walk. So Fiers out of sorts a bit, and now 2 on, a run is in. Eric Kratz will step in, the Philadelphia catcher who homered in the second inning as well. Kratz had never had a home run in the big leagues until this year. There's a strike. Kratz has big power. He's always been a power hitter in the minor leagues. 11 minor league seasons for Eric Kratz. And he knew he got this one. There was no doubt about that one either.
He extended his arms, got a pitch up in the zone, and Philly's got a couple of pretty big catchers right now on the roster. Brian Schneider and Kratz.
2 on, 2 out. Kratz takes a strike. Well, Kratz has gotten his chance. He's made the most of it. 12 of his 16 major league hits have been for extra bases this season. 0-2. And a curveball bounced over to Ramirez. And a low throw dug out by Corey Hart. Nice pick to first. Getting over, the Phillies had one.
Vote for me.
Yeah.
Of the third inning. It's time now for our social media with Sophia Minnaert. And one of our more popular interactions yesterday was with Mike Fiers and his new walk-up music.
Yeah, Brewers fans really answered the call on our question, what song should Mike Fiers change his at-bat music to and why? With the hashtag Fiers first hit. He was 0 for 19, looking for his first major league hit, so we thought we'd help him out.
Let's listen to that music right now. And there it was, the Mike Fiers walk-up music. And so what did we settle on?
Well, two fans tweeted, Mike and Robbie. They said Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine, which we just heard. Talked to Mike after the game. He recognized it from Guitar Hero. Said, hey, that's good enough for me, so we'll see if it pays off here.
All right, looking for hit number 1 in the majors. Let's see what he does. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with tonight's question, Brian.
All right, thanks a lot, Sophia and Craig. And Mike Fiers, you know, he's got a lot on his mind. Certainly getting that first major league hit is in there somewhere, but having to do that against Cole Hamels, that's a different set of circumstances.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
And down he goes. He will go to 0 for 20. Let's come up with a plan B, perhaps. Fiers the strikeout victim, one gone here in the third for Hamels.
He said that he remembered this song or recognized it on Guitar Hero, so he's a
video game.
Yeah, I know what it is. Oh, sorry. So he strums it on the guitar out there at home, on the road.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. My research didn't go that deep today.
Have you ever played that game?
Oh yeah, it's not. It's not a real guitar.
I know.
Okay, you do. You know a lot.
I'm aware of what it is. I'm just asking, have you played it?
Yes, it's just a little. It's a little button on there.
Yeah, there's buttons on there. Yeah. Yeesh.
I didn't know you were so hip on the video games of the current age. I thought you were still in the Pac-Man phase.
I'm around kids from time to time. I've had kids.
Nori Aoki with one away takes a strike.
I have to bring the video game machines on the road with them and hook them up. Spend some time in the room.
They're getting more and more complicated, though.
Not better than, not more productive than what we used to do on the road.
We should maybe set up a little gaming center in our booth just to attract some people. That'd be fun.
Have them put some money in there, maybe make a few bucks.
That's what I'm saying.
There's plenty in here.
1-1. Aoki in the air to left center. Mayberry will make the catch. 2 outs. Send it back to Craig and Sophia. How about tonight's question?
Well, Brian, we're talking about 2 players that are having improving second halves.
Yeah, our question tonight for Brewers fans is who has had a bigger second half surge and why? We want fans to respond with the hashtags Ramirez or hashtag Weeks. Now, looking at the numbers, Ramirez prior to the All-Star break was hitting 272, but since the break, he's hitting 333. And Ricky Weeks prior to the All-Star break was hitting just 199, but since then, 277 for Ricky. He hit 3 doubles in Houston, so he's really seen the ball well now. BA and Rock, we're looking for fans to weigh in here. Yeah,
both players would probably like to dispose of the first couple of months of the season if you could do that. But yeah, you can send your answers in. Love to hear what you think. At FS Wisconsin. 2 outs for Jonathan Lucroy. In the air left field. And coming in is Brown. Can't get it. A flare that falls for Jonathan Lucroy.
And Brown didn't get a very good jump on that baseball. Well, his defense does not look like it's a strong suit. And this play out in right center last night. He was playing deep for Lucroy in that at bat. Got a late break on it, and that's certainly a ball you would figure needs to be caught in the big leagues. But it's a base hit for Jonathan. Well, good effort, but a little bit late on the break. Coming in.
And that is a big one because it extends the inning for Ryan Braun. Lucroy with a single with 2 outs. And now Braun at the plate. 4-1 Phillies. Phillies got 3 in the second. Added 1 on a Ryan Howard double in the top of this inning. Ryan Braun is now 3 for 8 on the homestand. All 3 hits home runs. Has 4 runs batted in. Chased one. That changeup by Hamels.
And just such a tough pitch to recognize when it comes out of his hand. The spin is like a fastball, but chokes it back in that hand, just cuts down all the velocity, and the ball just never seems to get there when you're up there at the plate.
Braun rips one left center field. That is up and off the top of the wall, stays in the ballpark. Jonathan Lucroy missed second base, and now the Brewers are in a whole lot of trouble here. And Braun trying to stay in a rundown. Lucroy's got to stay put. As Braun just takes off to the outfield, and now he's officially out, running out on the baseline. Well, that one did not end well. Lucroy missed second base.
Ryan Braun missing a home run by an inch. Instead of 2 runs, the Brewers get nothing. Man. by GMC. 3 home runs in the ball game. The Phillies had the first 2. John Mayberry Jr. his 10th of the year, a 2-run shot after Lance Nick's walk. Pratt with his 6th. Phillies up 2-0 until Aramis Ramirez hits number 17. And Brewers using a long ball against the Phillies in this series, the 5th of the series so far. And the Brewers find themselves down 4-1.
Cole Hamels leads off for the Phillies, fires back on the mound. Crazy way to end the 3rd inning. Braun missed a home run by inches. Hit the top corner of the wall in left center. And was all ready to head into second base with a double, but Lucroy missed the bag, had to go back. And then the Brewers got caught in a run down. Braun eventually called out, running out of the baseline. As Hamels takes a called strike 3. Braun, how close was it? Just hit the top corner. Boy, tough break for Braun.
And another, what, 1/8 of an inch, a little bit further, would have skipped over the fence. Instead of 2 runs from Milwaukee, they get nothing. That would have been 2nd and 3rd with Aramis Ramirez coming up. But Jonathan Lucroy missed second base.
Might remember Ryan Braun on Thursday night hit the corner of the wall, the top corner in right center. As Hart gobbles this one up, takes care of Jimmy Rollins on the first pitch. And that ball Braun hit on Thursday hit the corner and bounced out. Corey Hart also hit the corner of the wall out in right center, the grand slam, and that one bounced out. So I guess the Brewers are 2-1 on top of the wall balls.
Lucky bounces.
Yep.
Yeah. Boy, but Ryan Braun, did he smoke that baseball or what off of Cole Hamels? Fastball up, centered on and hit a frozen rope out there. Wow.
Go from a 2-run home run to a single and get nothing out of it. I guess as a base runner, you might just take a chance, just keep running, and if the Phillies notice that you missed the bag, and then you're out and the inning's over anyway. So
yeah, it's tough. I mean, you miss a bag like that. I mean, it had to be horribly obvious. I mean, apparently somebody saw it, or the umpire was very close. He's dejected. You could tell that, that base running mistake is getting to him right now. Got to shake it off.
A swing and a miss. Kevin Franzen down in the count, 1-2.
A lot of times you're running to second base, you're watching the baseball, and all of a sudden you realize I didn't touch second base, so you go back and did you see the reaction, the look on the face of Ryan Braun when he realized that Jonathan Lucroy was heading back to second base? He couldn't believe what he saw.
Part of the challenge of being a big league catcher, you got to move past it. 2-2. Franzen into right. Aoki was guarding the line. He's right there. Mike fires a strong 4th inning. He needed that. First 3 up, 3 down inning he's had tonight. To the bottom of the 4th inning. Big crowd on hand here at Miller Park. Plenty of cheese available. Now Ramos Ramirez will lead off. He homered off Hamels his last time up. The only tally for the Brewers so far. Ramos Ramirez, Corey Hart, Carlos Gomez against Cole Hamels. Hamels making a strong push to put himself in the Cy Young Award picture. Although the way Johnny Cueto is going, I'm not sure if anybody's going to be able to catch him. Steven Strasburg is on that list. Cueto won his 16th today as the Reds defeated the Cubs. Hit on the hands. Howard in foul territory with room. Out number 1. We check in with Telly Hughes. What do you have, Telly?
Hey, Brian, we check in with the crew and the community. Earlier today at Miller Park, the Milwaukee Brewers hosted All Access for Women. Participants got an exclusive look at Miller Park and the Brewers Baseball Club operations. They then tailgated before taking in tonight's ball game here against the Phillies as fans.
That was a lot of fun, that event over there. Saw Jonathan Lucroy, his wife Sarah, Ron and Karen Renicky, myself. I moderated the Q&A with the ladies. There was about 150 women. That was an all-time record for that event here at Miller Park. A very popular event.
Any interesting questions for the guys or the wives?
No, just the the usual. What's the difference between the minor leagues and the big league? Jonathan Lucroy very diplomatic about some of the different things. And then I asked Sarah, I said, are the paychecks a little bit different, Sarah? Is that one of the big differences in the big leagues? Yeah.
Yeah, especially for the Lucroys who signed that 5-year deal.
Right. She said yes, very politely.
That's good. Great program. The Brewers have done that for a few years, and it's always a big hit. Corey Hart with 1 away. 2-2 the count on Hart. And down he goes. Hamels threw him the changeup and strikes out Corey Hart, number 3 for Cole Hamels. Our AT&T trivia tonight. Who holds the Brewers rookie record for most wins in a season? Always a good question. Got a rookie pitcher on the mound tonight in Mike Fiers, who has 6 victories. Hamels with 2 outs. Carlos Gomez the batter. And strike 1 to Gomez. Carlos Gomez reached on an infield hit in the 2nd inning. He stole a base. He missed nearly a month earlier this year with a hamstring injury. Said he feels no effects of the hamstring any longer. Everything's good. He took his time coming back. The Brewers have a terrific athletic training group down there, and they're conservative, but especially for a guy like Gomez, his hamstrings are one of the big reasons why he's in the big leagues. He's a speed player, and he's come back with no ill effects, and he's running well as he strikes out. Hamels a 1-2-3 inning with 2 Ks. 4-1 Phillies. We head to the 5th.
tonight's time of the game. Winner of the Cactus Club Bar and Grill in Portage, Wisconsin. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Mike Fiers back on the mound. We start the 5th inning. Chase Utley will lead off for the Phillies. Has not been retired tonight. A walk and a single. That base hit for Utley in the 3rd inning came on a 2-strike pitch. And Utley scored the 4th run. Ryan Howard doubled him home. And we're back-to-back home runs against Fiers in the 2nd. John Mayberry Jr. and Eric Kratz. And a 3-run 2nd inning for the Phillies. .80 pitches already for Fiers. Had a nice inning in the 4th, a 1-2-3 frame with a strikeout, and does have 4 Ks tonight, but does not look like himself. He did look like his old self last inning. See if he's made an adjustment against the Phillies.
Mike Fiers is a battler, if nothing else. Just the fact that he's here and in the big leagues and showing well for himself, and you figure out one bad outing, a rough start to this one, he certainly has the mental makeup to be able to, come back and end up pitching a pretty good game. Curveball seems to be getting better, but he's throwing more pitches than he ordinarily would be. Usually pretty good at managing his pitch count. That pitch count up around over 80 right now.
2-2 to Chase Utley. And that one missed inside, not by much.
Does he ever swing at a bad pitch?
He's seeing the ball well, at least against the Brewers.
That is disciplined as we've seen. I mean, that was a pretty good pitch by Fiers. That cut fastball down and in. Very late break. He just laid off.
Hard to believe he's hitting just 245. Bouncing ball. And Harden will let Ransom take it. Fiers is there for him. Cody Ransom hung right in there. Didn't block him at all.
Called him off.
Here's the AT&T trivia question. Who holds the Brewers rookie record for most wins in a season? And you go back to 1985. Teddy Higuera, 15 wins in his rookie campaign. You caught Teddy Higuera.
Yeah, he was tough.
What was fanfare like when Higuera made his debut in '85 for the Brewers?
Well, it wasn't that big of a deal until he started to pitch well. I mean, yeah, he came in and really set the house on fire. I mean, the last 20-game winner for the Brewers, Teddy Higuera. Well, had he not hurt that shoulder, no telling how many wins he could have racked up. Good curveball, great changeup. And nobody had better command of a fastball that I ever caught than Ted Higuera when he was right, when he was healthy.
And you got to remember that was just 4 years after Fernando Mania. Fernando Valenzuela burst onto the scene in 1981. He won the Cy Young Award. As Ryan Howard goes down the line, that is fair. It's going to go to the wall. And Aoki, knowing he's got a shot perhaps, hustles it in, but Howard with a double. And for Ryan Howard, his 2nd double of the game.
It just looks painful to watch him run, doesn't it? He is trying to run as best he can, but he's just not going anywhere. High curve ball to Ryan Howard. Never a good result for a pitcher. He left it up in the strike zone, and Howard able to double it down the line. And he is just hobbling. He's just having a tough time picking him up and setting him down. And he was thinking twice about going to second base on that ball.
So Howard with 2 hits tonight. Now Dominic Brown. Fiers trying to keep the Phillies right where they are at 4. Tough enough with a 3-run deficit against Cole Hamels. getting back to Teddy Higuera, a Mexican-born pitcher who arrives in the big leagues, and not too long after Fernando Valenzuela, Mexican-born pitcher, was such a star in the major leagues. Those 15 wins in 1985. He wore number 49. And when Giovanni Gallardo arrived to the big leagues, born in Mexico as well, that was the number that Gallardo was given. And he wears it well. And he certainly looked up to Teddy Higuera. Gallardo knew him as a young man watching him pitch for the Brewers. Carrying on the 49 legacy. Gallardo was terrific last night, winning his 12th ball game. 1-2 pitch. Brown fouls it away. Dominic Brown has had his trouble in the outfield in this series. He's 0 for 2 tonight. One gone with Howard at second, and Brown takes a call at strike 3. Down he goes. Change up for Mike Fiers. Brown started the first 2 games of the series in right field, almost pulled one back against Corey Hart. It was just out of his reach, and then let that one go off his glove last night. Nigel Morgan with a 2 RBI triple when it was all said and done. He did make this catch, one of the better plays in the series.
Yeah, that's a nice play. You can't expect to pull back a home run, but that triple, that ball off the glove in right center that he wasn't able to pull in, opened up a 4-run inning for the Brewers last night, and he misplayed a ball and left tonight.
The ball will find you. 2 outs for Lance Nix. A strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. Ooh, had a big cut, and it's 0-2. That's the beauty of Mike Fiers' cut fastball. He's got just enough movement to keep it off the sweet spot of the bat. And as Rock mentioned, that's why command is ultra important. Command is important for every pitcher, but especially a guy who doesn't have the overpowering fastball. Got to be able to put it where you want to. 0-2 pitch, and that one just missed.
Man, that one came out of his hand nicely. Had a little bit of life to it, a little jump at the end, but just misses the outside corner. One of the best pitches he's thrown tonight.
Trying to strand a runner at second. Howard slow moving at second base. See Fiers shaking his head. That curveball is a pitch that has vacated him here in the last couple of starts.
Man, but he's not giving up on it. He just can't. I mean, he's got to have that pitch. He's got to be able to throw it.
Knicks even in the count now, 2-2. 4-1 Phillies. We play in the 5th. Went through a lot of signs before he found the right one. The 2-2, and that one missed. Change up from Fiers. Now it's 3-2. Fiers struck out Nix in the 3rd inning on a high fastball that was right at the top of the strike zone. Nix thought it was a ball, but was rung up. So what does he give him here? Payoff pitch. That same fastball, missed with it this time. And Nix is aboard.
And 4 walks for Mike Fiers. That ties the season high. You just can tell he's laboring. He's really not sure about his mechanics. You can see he's noticeably frustrated out there in the mound, shaking his head. The only real good inning was the 4th. A 3 up, 3 down inning, only 9 pitches, but everything else has been a struggle. You figure this might be his last inning.
Yeah, Fiers' spot in the batting order due up third as Livan Hernandez begins to throw. Called his name quite a bit in this series, Livan Hernandez. He finished the game last night. So Rick Kranitz going through the plan here with John Mayberry Jr. coming up. Fiers is not retired Mayberry. Gave up the home run to him in the second, a 2-run homer, and then a walk in the third. Fiers with 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, and a hit batter. And he's given up 5 hits. That's a ton of base runners. 2 on, 2 out for Mayberry. Into right center field, over is Aoki. And that's that for the Phillies in the 5th. Fiers battles, gets through it, strands 2. Well, Mike Fiers, it was a battle today, but he grinds his way through 5 innings, 4 runs allowed. And he is out. We'll see if he comes out to hit. He's due up third in this inning. Brewers Phillies from Miller Park. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cody Ransom will lead off. Ransom, Segura, and then Fiers spot in the batting order.
And they figure that Mike Fiers' day is over. His pitch count around 100, and Brewers have Cameron Lowe getting loose out in that bullpen. He's throwing, getting ready.
Cole Hamels, meanwhile, has given up just 1 run, a home run by Ramirez. And he's only given up 4 hits thus far. He's coming off a 3 up, 3 down inning where he picked up 2 strikeouts. There's Cameron Lowe. Brewers came within inches of a 2-run home run off the bat of Ryan Braun in the 3rd. Hit the top corner of the wall and came back in. And there was a base running blunder with that inning by Lucroy, and Braun ended up with a single. The inning ended in a rundown. Oh, 0-2 on Cody Ransom. Ball and 2 strikes. Ransom getting the start tonight for Ricky Weeks. And it's not a matchup reason. Ransom has hardly faced Hamels in his career. He's never had a hit against him. He's 0 for 3. Trying to start the inning for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 5th.
Take advantage of every opportunity against a guy like Cole Hamels, because you don't figure on putting together 3, 4, 5 hit innings against a guy like him. Get a guy on, get him over. You got to beat him in little bits and pieces throughout the game. Not the guy that's going to give up a big inning very often.
Matter of fact, Cole Hamels had strung together 23 consecutive scoreless innings. He had the back-to-back shutouts before Aramis Ramirez went deep in the 2nd inning. 23 consecutive scoreless innings. 2-2, and that one missed. Fastball that just missed, and it's 3-2 now on Ransom.
Hamels wanted that one. Not very happy with the home plate umpire on that call. Having a meeting with himself, walking halfway to second base. Couldn't believe that wasn't called a strike.
Change up, called strike 3. Ransom is rung up, and now Cole Hamels has 3 consecutive strikeouts, giving him 5 for the game.
Got that call. Didn't get the one before, but got that one.
Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers Baseball Club. Beautiful night. Segura drops a bunt down. Kratz up with it and throws him out. Segura retired. 2 outs in the 5th. And interesting here that Mark Rogers is going to come on the pinch hit. Renicky doesn't want to use a position player in this spot, so
Brewers already short-handed. They've only got 4 guys on the bench. You don't want to waste one this early in the ball game. Get a guy that is capable of coming up with a base hit, getting on base. That's the problem you run into when you have a short start in the game and you only have 4 guys on your bench. You run through that bench quickly.
So Mark Rogers will hit for Mike Fiers. Normally you'd see a guy like Giovanni Gallardo in a spot like this. But Gallardo is not with the team. He is back in Texas attending to a family matter and illness.
Yeah, Randy Wolf swings the bat pretty well, but he's starting tomorrow. You don't want to do that to him.
Rogers had a couple of hits in his start in Colorado. He's 2 for 7 on the year. Close the book on Mike Fiers tonight. 5 innings, 4 earned runs allowed. Wonder what Cole Hamels is thinking here. Probably saying, I don't remember Mark Rogers on the scouting report. Almost hit him.
I'm sure he'd much rather face Mark Rogers than somebody else on the Brewers bench.
He might not even know who Mark Rogers is.
Right.
2-2. And there's a called strike 3. Hamels picks up another strikeout. Gives him 6 for the game. Another 3-up, 3-down inning. Inning. Now the Wisconsin football team seems to be loaded on offense again this year. One spot, wide receiver, is still a question mark. Read Jesse Temple's story about who is stepping up in practice, and you can follow his coverage of the Badgers every day at foxsportswisconsin.com. Time now to take a look at our Jimmy John's high-speed delivery. Cole Hamels topping out at 95. He's still in the game and has 6 strikeouts through the first 5 innings. Mike Fiers at 90. Fiers is out. 5 innings, 4 runs all earned. And on the hook for the loss at this point. New pitcher is Cameron Lowe.
Now the number is pretty good overall for Cameron Lowe. He's been much better on the road this year than he has here at Miller Park. Actually picked up his first save of the year on Sunday at Houston. Pitched an inning and got that save. He's been pretty good over his last 16 appearances.
Trying to keep the Phillies at 4. Phillies have 4 runs on 5 hits. Scored 3 runs in the second inning. Back-to-back home runs by John Mayberry Jr. and this guy, Eric Kratz. Kratz, Hamels, and then Jimmy Rollins here in the 6th. The Brewers will be back at the top of their order in the bottom of the 6th. Not a whole lot going on against Cole Hamels tonight. The lone run, an Aramis Ramirez home run in the second. Final game of the series tomorrow, the Brewers and the Phillies. Last trip for the Phillies here to Milwaukee this year. Randy Wolf against Kyle Kendrick. A couple of struggling pitchers. The Brewers will bring in the Chicago Cubs on Monday night. And the rotation is set for the Cubs series with Mark Rogers pitching the first game. Rogers, Estrada, and Gallardo. That'll conclude the homestand. Cubs don't know who they're starting just yet. To be announced.
Well, they knew he was going to be playing shortstop for a while anyway.
Yeah, Starlin Castro, that's big news today. They signed Starlin Castro to a 7-year, $60 million contract.
Not bad for a 22-year-old.
Reports say it could balloon to $80 million if he hits certain escalators in his contract. So a good signing for the Cubs. One of the great talents in the game is Kratz. Backhands one into left center field. Gomez makes the catch. One away.
And Tuesday, September 11th is a Time Warner Cable Customer Appreciation Game. Bring last month's Time Warner Cable statement to the Miller Park box office for a buy one get one free Terrace ticket offer.
Cole Hamels with one away. He has been to the plate twice, has 2 strikeouts. Right off the end of the bat, right to Lowe. 2 gone. You notice there, Cameron Lowe flipped that one over underhanded. Throwing to first base hasn't been a strong suit for Cameron Lowe on the ground balls.
A couple of giant steps over there and just an underhand flip.
That's right. I don't blame him. Last time he threw a ball to first, what do you say, Rock? At about 40 feet, he threw it 20 feet.
Right.
He spiked it into the ground.
Straight into the ground. Just didn't have a very good grip on it, I guess.
That can get in your head a little bit.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first.
Remember, Matt Garza had that problem. Still does, but we saw that earlier this year in Chicago. I'm always amazed at a pitcher who can throw a ball on a dime from 60 feet 6 inches, but can't necessarily throw to bases or has that mental block to throw it to the bases. They call it the thing.
Yeah. And some batting practice pitchers go through it.
Jimmy Rollins with 2 outs. In the air to center field. Gomez is right there, and a good inning for Cameron Lowe. See if the Brewers can get something going against Hamels. Top of the order coming up. It is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by the new Miller Lite Punch Top Can. It's Miller time. Well, time to take a look at our Brewers minor league report. And Hunter Morris is making a name for himself. He has a chance to win a Triple Crown in the Southern League. He's certainly in a position to win the MVP award in the Southern League. And he was 2 for 4 last night. He drove in 3 runs. Third in average, leads the league in homers. He's tied for the league lead, and second in runs batted in. He's having a monster year. Keep our eye on Hunter Morris. Doug Melvin just returned from a trip through the minor leagues. So Hunter Morris and Scooter Gennett. Cole Hamels against the top of the Brewers batting order. Nori Aoki leads off. He'll be followed by Lucroy and then Braun. Hamels just 4 hits allowed. Aoki tonight against Hamels is 0 for 2. Both of his outs in the air to center field.
Hamels not only hasn't walked anybody, but he hasn't had too many 3-ball counts on too many hitters. 3-0 here on Aoki.
There's a strike. What was so impressive about Cole Hamels in his last start, he had those back-to-back shutouts, but against Miami, he had like 111 pitches, 85 were strikes.
Right.
That one is inside, ball 4, so Aoki draws a walk. And that's something the Brewers desperately needed, a base runner.
Yeah, the Brewers will unveil the Bob Uecker statue outside Miller Park at 1:30 on August 31st. Fans, there will be a very limited amount of standing room available at no charge. Space will be first come, first served. You'll also be able to watch the entire show right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
That's going to be a great broadcast. Some terrific names, including Bob Costas, who will be the master of ceremonies. Here's Lucroy now with Aoki at first base. Lucroy still wrestling a little bit with his swing and his timing since coming back. He's been back a couple of weeks now. A broken right hand. Hand injuries and hitters don't go hand in hand. Pardon the pun. Lucroy was swinging the bat very well when he was injured. He's still hitting .321, but he was hitting .345 at the time of the injury in late May.
He's still able to mix in his base hits and a very good eye at the plate. He's got that on base percentage still over .360 at .368. It's not easy to miss 2 months and all of a sudden come back to where you were. I mean, essentially all that spring training that you have, and
while your body feels fresh because it's rested, the timing's just not there. It's such a game of repetition. It's hard to start and then stop down and get back going again. Lucroy did go on a minor league rehab assignment. Said he felt great at the plate through the minor leagues. He saw the ball well, swung the bat well. And he's done okay since coming back, but Lucroy certainly not the kind of hitter he was before he left. Hitting just .239 since coming back. But with that injury to Lucroy, it certainly opened up an opportunity for Martin Maldonado, and I think the Brewers feel like they have found something in the young catcher in Maldonado, and now the Brewers have 2 fantastic young catchers.
Yeah, Brewer and Ron Renicky feels as though he has 2 #1 catchers, and he's got to keep them both active. Give them both starts.
There goes Aoki, and the pitch is inside, thrown to second. He is late. Aoki with a stolen base. Again, Kratz throwing off his knees.
I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a throw from your knees. He's got a good arm. You can only imagine if he's able to get up. He's so big, and sometimes when you're that size, it's tough to be quick and stay down. And check him out. I mean, he's up on his haunches. He goes down on the knee and makes a very good throw to second base, but a little bit late. I mean, you can't do it much better than that from a knee. Wow.
Full count on Lucroy. Jonathan Lucroy is one of the top run producers. Had one of the best batting averages with runners in scoring position at the time of his injury. And now has Aoki. Brewers need something here. Runner at second, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th. And Lucroy gets jammed. A pop up, slicing. That'll be on top of the dugout. Lucroy has that short, compact stroke. He's able to use the middle of the field, right field. Seems to be at his best when he has runners in scoring position. He's a .440 hitter this year with runners in scoring position. He's actually better when there are 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Ryan Braun due up next. 3-2 pitch, back up the middle, stabbed by Hamels. A little jam shot liner that Hamels was able to pull back.
Yeah, good play by Hamels. It probably wouldn't have been able to sneak through the infield. It wasn't hit all that hard. And Hamels, good reflexes, able to snare it, and good base running by Aoki to stay close enough to second base to get back. And no play on him. He takes another couple steps toward third base, and that's a double play.
First out for Hamels. And now it'll be Ryan Braun. Braun almost hit one out in the 3rd inning. He missed it by inches. Hit the top corner of the wall in deep left center. And instead of bouncing out like it did on Monday, it bounced back into play. Braun was held to just a single in that inning. Aoki now in a rundown. He took off. Hamels put the inside move on him. What a very costly base running move there. Cole Hamels right on top of it as Aoki is cut down on what will be a caught stealing.
And a couple of bad base running plays with, you know, when guys are in scoring position already. Jonathan Lucroy missing second base. This time Aoki trying to steal third with Ryan Braun at the plate. That's a no-no to get tagged out on the bases, making out on the bases with that guy at the plate. You're already in scoring position and you're down by 3. You can't do that.
So Braun bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Cole Hamels is tough enough on his own merits, but 2 costly base running blunders in this game, giving Hamels 2 outs. Well, who knows where the inning was headed in the 3rd. Brewers would have had second and third with 1 out and Ramirez coming up, but Lucroy missed the bag at second. There's a strike, 2-1. Into right center. That's down. A base hit.
That's amazing. I mean, you rifle a ball that nearly gets out of here to left center. You hit it extremely hard. Then Hamels gives you a changeup going off the outside corner. Check this pitch out. I mean, how do you hit that ball? I mean, that's as good as it gets. I mean, right off the end, Ryan Braun able to cover that outside corner. But the key is, look where he makes contact on that ball, right off the back leg. And just perfect. You can't get any better than that.
That is an out for just about every hitter in the game except for Ryan Braun and a few select others. Let's see if he wants to steal a base here. He's got Ramirez at the plate. Aramis went deep in the 2nd inning. Home run number 17. And that snapped that scoreless inning streak for Cole Hamels. which had reached 23. That's been the only run so far. 4-1 Phillies, bottom of the 6th. There goes Braun, and a swing and a miss. Throw to second is late. Braun in there with a stolen base. And that is number 20 for Ryan Braun. And that makes that a 30-20 season, at least 30 homers and 20 steals.
Brewers getting some pretty good jumps off of Cole Hamels tonight. Now 3 for 4 in stolen bases off of Hamels. Ryan Braun going on the first move. There he goes. Pretty good lead. Kratz actually gets up off of his knees this time and makes a throw. This one's short hop second base. He's kind of slow with his feet. Did you see the way he had to drop his arm to get that ball to second base? That's why that ball short hopped Chase Utley.
Braun, the 9th player in franchise history to the 9th season, 9th 2020 season. At least 20 homers and 20 steals. Braun's done it 3 times now. 2-1. Ramirez pops it foul.
Man, that right there is a risky stolen base too, down by 3 runs. Got a home run hitter up. You hate to be thrown out on the bases when you're down by 3. And you've got some power at the plate.
Last year Braun hit 33 home runs and had 33 stolen bases. Certainly has a chance at another 30-30 year with 10 more bags. And the way the numbers are trending for Braun, he could hit somewhere in the low to mid 40s for home runs and have potentially 30 steals. Power and speed. 2-2. 3-2. Milwaukee had a runner at second with nobody out in this inning. Now Hamels with 2 away. Full count. Ramirez, down he goes. Hamels strikes out Aramis Ramirez to end the inning when the Brewers let a golden opportunity go by. Toyota, the Phillies jump started it today in the second inning. John Mayberry Jr. a 2-run home run. The next hitter, Eric Kratz, went deep. Back-to-back home runs in the second for the Phillies. Aramis Ramirez came back. He answered in the bottom of the second. A solo home run, number 17 for Ramirez. But that's all Cole Hamels has allowed. He has been on his game tonight. 6 strong for Hamels, just 1 run. And he has 7 strikeouts, including a strikeout of Ramirez with Braun at second base just a moment ago. So that's where we are. 7th inning. Phillies coming up. Cameron Lowe back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Kevin Franzen will lead off. Franzen, Utley, and Howard. Lowe had a nice 6th inning, a 1-2-3 inning. Took him just 10 pitches to get through the 6th inning. Brewers have had a couple of base running mistakes tonight that have led to 2 outs, as Hamels is working on a 5-hitter.
Yeah, when you're facing guys like Hamels, you just can't afford to make outs on the bases. It's tough enough when you get your 27 outs at the plate, let alone helping them out on the bases. And both times with man in scoring position.
Two balls and a strike on Franzen, and he chased one. A sinker from Cameron Lowe. He's got so much movement on his sinking fastball. He's a ground ball pitcher that gets a lot of foul balls off the foot. Got plenty of arc to go along with it. It's 6'8".
Yeah, when he does that, when he gets on top of it, once in a while he'll get on the side of that baseball and not get a whole lot of movement. Those are the times when he gives up runs. When he stands tall, gets over the top, gets those fingers on top of the baseball, that's when he gets that good tilt, the downward movement on his pitches. And that's what he needs to do. He does not overpower it.
He's been a pretty good groove here lately. He's throwing a sinker like this. He's tough to handle. That one hung up there, and Franzen missed it. That was a scary place to leave a breaking ball, but Franzen chased it, and a strikeout for Lowe.
Yep, changing the eye level a little bit. Franzen, everything he saw was down around the knees, and that's not where he wanted it. You don't want to slide her up there. You can see the swing that Franzen takes coming out of his shoes. Can't believe he missed it.
Not all good pitches get outs, and not all bad pitches end up as hits. Here is Chase Utley now. 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Scored the 4th Phillies run.
Yeah, just ask Cole Hamels on that pitch that Ryan Braun hit into right.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, that's a base hit, and then the hanging slider's a strikeout. That's the way the game is.
Utley's a tough matchup for Lowe. We talked about Utley and how close he stands to the plate, and Lowe with that movement, it's hard for him to pitch inside against Chase Utley. There's not a lot of room in there. Lucroy sets up inside, and a little slider missed. Doesn't have to be a strike all the time either. Just showing him something in there helps a little bit.
Yeah. There's not a lot of room between that inside corner and Chase Utley himself. He knows it's a strike zone pretty good. You can't get your foot much closer to the inside corner than he's got it.
His hands hovering over the plate as he slaps that one back up the middle. And that's why he can do that, because he can turn on it so well. What a good hitter. 2 hits tonight. Our text question tonight: do you see the Brewers going to a 6-man rotation when Sean Markham returns? Don in Livingston wants to know, and Ron Renicky brought it up. He's been floating that notion out there. The Brewers could go to a 6-man rotation. That would certainly help protect the innings of some of the younger guys like Rogers and Fires. But you need 6 effective starters to do that as well.
In the position that the Brewers are in right now, why not? Why not give everybody in there? You know, Markham wants to get back out on the mound. That would minimize the innings, as you were talking about. I mean, the incremental increase year to year. These are the type of terms that you have to know about these days in baseball.
Much to the chagrin of old schoolers like Bill Schroeder.
Not necessarily, but you know, guys. Don Drysdale, do you think he was worried about an incremental increase in his innings? Well, that's the world we live in these days.
Sean Markham will make another rehab start on Monday in Peoria, actually in Appleton against Peoria. He's going to be pitching for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers up there in Appleton. It'll be Monday night as the Brewers will take on the Cubs here at Miller Park. And then you might see Markham rejoin the rotation next time around on their next road trip. Slow roller. Ransom takes care of Ryan Howard. Utley advances on the plate. But a big bat to retire in Ryan Howard. 2 gone in the 7th. It'll be Dominic Brown with 2 away. Looking ahead to the Brewers' 7th inning. Corey Hart, Carlos Gomez, and Cody Ransom do up. Remember, Renicky still has Ricky Weeks available. Could see Ricky hit if the Brewers can scratch some base runners against Cole Hamels.
Yeah, that's the key word, right? Get some base runners on Cole Hamels. His pitch count's still in pretty good shape. Still looking strong. There still has not been a base hit with a man in scoring position for either team in this game. Phillies 0 for 7, Brewers 0 for 4.
Phillies had back-to-back home runs, and then Howard doubled Utley home. Utley was at first. Utley at second here with 2 outs. And a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Chase Utley takes an interesting lead out at second base. Figuring the only guy who can get him out is the shortstop, so he'll just walk over there next to him. And then slowly eases his way in. On the ground, Ransom backhands, throws, nice play. Cody Ransom, a beauty to end the inning. Oh, terrific play at second base. And Cameron pitchers in baseball. He is still out there, and he is headed for his 7th inning of work. 1 run on 5 hits thus far, 7 strikeouts for Hamels. Corey Hart leads off. Brewers down 4-1. That changeup has been spot on tonight for the big left-hander.
That's such good arm action on it. You just can't tell what it is until it starts on its way to home plate. Well, guys will slow the delivery down just a little bit, maybe do something that tips it off, but he doesn't.
Hamels grew up in San Diego. You'll never guess who he patterned his changeup after. Watching Trevor Hoffman save games every night in San Diego. He studied him. Hoffman, of course, right-handed, but Hamels saw the use of the changeup and how effective it can be. And even as an amateur pitcher, he started to develop that changeup, and that's his signature pitch. And that's why not only has he been a great performer in the regular season, but he's been even better in the postseason. He was the Phillies World Series MVP back in 2008. Hart rolls over one, but punches it through the hole. A base hit. And another leadoff base runner as we check in with Craig and Sophia. What do you guys have out there?
Well, Brian, the post All-Star break has been kind to 2 Brewers, as Sophia put out earlier on Twitter.
Craig, Aramis, Ramirez, and Ricky Weeks have really come on strong in the second half of the season. So tonight we asked Brewers fans who has had a bigger second half surge and why, using the hashtag Ramirez or hashtag Weeks. So let's get right into it. Gerke said Ramirez is having a stronger second half surge. His extra base hits have been crucial to the Brewers this year. Jay agreed, saying Ramirez and the numbers speak for themselves. Look at all those doubles. On the other side, Jake said, I think Ricky has really turned his season around. He's now hitting like the hitter he is. Good to see. Brett agreed with him, saying Ricky Weeks, he went from not contributing really at all to getting on base and having more chances to score. And in the you pick 'em, you really can't go wrong here, Craig.
Well, both sides of the fence there. I think Aramis Ramirez had a great second half. Certainly up there, as Sophia mentioned, he's the league leader in doubles right now and extra base hits.
Let's just say they both have turned it on since the All-Star break. Ramirez started around June. Ricky Weeks started a little bit before the break, but both of them have been swinging the bat very well, and particularly Aramis.
Well, Weeks could be used here. He is on the bench for Reneke tonight as Carlos Gomez strikes out. Fastball from Hamels, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the thing about Hamels. He can go get it when he needs to. He'll hover around 90 miles an hour until he needs to put one by somebody.
And when he feels as though he needs to really reach back and give it a little bit of extra. He's up to 95 tonight. Not too many of them, but from time to time.
Now Cody Ransom. Ransom made a beautiful play to end the top of the 7th. He's trying to find a mistake from Hamels. There are very few of them.
And he's really only made one mistake up in the strike zone. That was that home run to Aramis Ramirez. That was in the 2nd inning. Fastball up out over the plate. Ramirez hit it out. But other than that, he's been on the corners and pretty much down in the strike zone with everything.
Hamels has struck out Ransom twice.
And the pitches that he does throw down the middle, he pulls the string on you. And you're out in front just like that last pitch.
A lot of talk about Hamels with the Phillies struggling this year. Wondering if Hamels would be traded. There was discussions that he would be traded out to the West Coast. The Dodgers came up, but the Phillies know how important he is, and they signed him to that long-term deal, a 7-year contract. He'll be 35 years of age when the contract expires. It could take him through the 2019 season, and that's where you have to build it. Of course, the Phillies have big contracts tied up in other pitchers. Roy Halladay and Cliff Lee, Jonathan Papelbon, their closer. 1-2 the count.
But
most of them having a hard time.
Yeah, most of their money's tied up in their position players, and a lot of it.
Phillies have the largest payroll in the National League, second only to the Yankees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we saw it the other night. Corey Hart was at the plate. He had struck out 3 times and got down 2 strikes and delivered a grand slam homer. Ransom trying to deliver a bolt here himself. Not this time. Hamels strikes him out for the 3rd time tonight. 9 punch-outs for Cole Hamels.
Game of fastball was supposed to be down. It was up in his zone a little bit, outer half. Cody Ransom swings right through it. That was a very hittable pitch that time. Actually a mistake by Hamels, and he got away with it.
Gene Segura now. 2 outs, both strikeouts. And Segura out in front. Utley, a long way to go. He's got it, and the inning is over. And Hamels vintage tonight.
Brewers game. Well, we continue with those cool conditions. First pitch, only 68 degrees. We do have a weak front pushing through that could potentially trigger a brief shower or thunderstorm here in Wisconsin.
Thank you, Violetta. And you see the Phillies up 4-1 as we head to the 8th inning. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap. Final game of the series tomorrow. Randy Wolf against Kyle Kendrick. And then Monday the Cubs are here. Starts a 3-game series. Night games on Monday and Tuesday, and then a day game, a matinee on Wednesday to wrap up the homestand. Brewers have won the first 2 in this series. Going to have to make it a comeback to make it 3 in a row here tonight. K-Rod is on. Frankie Rodriguez will take over. He'll have the 8th against the bottom half of the Phillies batting order.
Now Rodriguez has thrown the baseball much better. He tossed a perfect inning last night against the Phillies. He's made 3 consecutive scoreless appearances and has not allowed a hit in that stretch. So Francisco Rodriguez hoping for a strong finish to the season this year.
Here's Lance Nix. Philadelphia scored 3 runs in the 2nd inning on back-to-back home runs. Mayberry had a 2-run shot, then Kratz followed with a solo homer. Ryan Howard doubled in Chase Utley in the 3rd inning. Four runs on 6 hits for the Phillies tonight. The lone Brewers run came on a Aramis Ramirez home run in the 2nd. That led off the inning. But Hamels has been tough. 9 strikeouts and a 6-hitter.
And no signs of him leaving his ball game. No activity in that Phillies pen. Why would there be, right?
A pop-up foul territory. Lucroy is over and runs out of room.
Another impressive outing for Cameron Lowe. 1 base hit. Did not allow a run. He's putting together a pretty good string of appearances, is Cameron Lowe.
And the bullpen finally starting to gain a little confidence, starting to put some scoreless innings on the board. Bullpen did a nice job last night. That has been the nemesis for the Brewers this season. If hitting is contagious, so is pitching. And they went through a terrible stretch. K-Rod especially, he and John Axford.
And nothing worse for a bullpen than the continuity down there when your closer is having a tough time, and different guys are getting opportunities to close. Cameron Lowe, as you mentioned, closed out a game in Houston. Francisco Rodriguez has had his opportunities. Henderson, Axford. When you have that many guys in the wheel, you just never know what's going to happen from day to day.
Frankie Rodriguez has had back-to-back scoreless outings. He's looked good. 2-2 and a strikeout. K-Rod living up to his nickname as he punches out Lance Nix.
A good breaking ball that time from Frankie Rodriguez on the outer half of the plate. Nix watches the curveball go by. He's had a tough time with that pitch.
Here's John Mayberry. Had a big blow in this game. Had a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning off Mike Fiers. First runs of the ball game. Fiers bouncing back off that 8-run game in 2+ innings in Colorado. He gave up 4 earned runs tonight, 5 innings. Seems like he's still grinding it out just a little bit. Going through maybe a little dead arm period. You don't know. His curveball has eluded him the last couple of starts, though.
He set the bar awfully high for himself and the expectations based on what he's done all season long. Back-to-back starts that haven't lived up to that. He'll be back. It's tough to do that at this level time and time again. He did it for a nice long stretch.
Not really, from the end of May to his last start in mid-August. His June and July numbers off the charts good. Ball and 2 strikes on Mayberry. And did he go? They will ask. No, he didn't. Able to check his swing. You can be the umpire.
This is where you want to miss with a breaking ball. With 2 strikes. Call switch not working.
Two and 2. A little bit low. Mike Fiers' ERA is at 2.90 after his outing tonight. So it goes from 1.80 to 2.63 to 2.90. Fiers' next start will come in Pittsburgh against the surprising Pirates. That's a good ballpark for Fiers to pitch in for a fly ball pitcher.
Right.
Those deep alleys.
Keep it away from the lines. You're in pretty good shape in that ballpark.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Mayberry at the plate, and K-Rod strikes him out on a big swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Frankie Rodriguez.
Well, his curveball looks as though it almost stops in midair and then just drops. Mayberry with the big hack comes up empty. He missed that one by a mile.
Two up, 2 down. And it'll be Eric Kratz. The Brewers will be making their first trip to Pittsburgh next week, starting on Friday. Hard to believe the Brewers haven't been to Pittsburgh all season. The first game in Pittsburgh, August 24th.
Right. Then they go right back in September.
There's another hook for a strike. Pirates are hanging right in there. Last season got away from them in the second half. Pittsburgh opened the day 6 back of the Reds. 4 back in the wild card race on the Braves. Braves are trailing tonight 6-1 to the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals beat the Pirates earlier today, 5-4. Cincinnati won earlier today, the division leaders. They beat the Cubs. Johnny Cueto now 16-6 and a 2.44 ERA. That's what the wild card looks like right now. Braves, Pirates, Dodgers, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, they're all in it.
And Diamondbacks hanging in there.
1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Frankie Rodriguez strikes out the side of the 8th.
Hamels back out on the mound, 97 pitches, his pitch count right now. Brewers don't want to see him again, but they've seen a lot of him. He's dominated this game so far.
He certainly has. Number one, he's got great control. He is around the plate, but he's got good stuff. He's got a nice changeup when he's been getting guys out in front. But his fastball at 95, he's been jamming guys also, Craig. I mean, this guy's been outstanding.
Our Pizza Hut delivery of the game, Cole Hamels, 9 strikeouts so far. And Ricky Weeks going to lead off the 8th for Milwaukee, Brian.
All right, Craig and Davey, thanks. Weeks will pinch hit to start this 8th inning. Weeks, Aoki, and Lucroy. If anybody gets on, Ryan Braun. And this is the inning to do the damage if you're the Brewers. Hamels trying to get through this 8th inning and then either try to finish it or turn it over to Papelbon. Either option is not a great option for the Brewers at this point. 7 strong tonight for Hamels. Approaching 100 pitches. Hamels is trying to make a bid for his 3rd consecutive complete game. He's given up just 1 run in his last 29 innings. One ball, 1 strike on Ricky Weeks. And there's the changeup Davey's talking about. That has been a money pitch tonight.
And he hasn't made any mistakes with it. A lot of times a guy's going to make a mistake with a pitch upstairs. That pitch has been around the knees all night.
Fastball missed. His changeup's in a perfect location. If it's a fastball, it's got fastball velocity. It'll end up with enough finish for a strike. But because it's a changeup, it just falls off the table, and it's getting a lot of swings and misses. Tough on a hitter when you're putting it there. There's another one in a perfect spot, and Hamels strikes out Ricky Weeks. 4 consecutive strikeouts. They'll make it 4 out of 5 now for Hamels. That gives him 10.
He went up and in with a fastball and then able to get Ricky on a changeup down. Once again, has not made a mistake with that pitch. It's not just the speed of that pitch that is so good. It's the fact that he keeps it down. He keeps it on the corners.
Back-to-back complete games, both shutouts. He went the distance against the Brewers last year as Aoki lifts one in the air to left. And Brown calls it in for the 2nd out. Papelbon in the near frame, the closer. And the Phillies have Josh Lindblom, the setup man, just in case Hamels runs into trouble. Jonathan Lucroy with 2 away. Doing all he can to get Braun to the plate in this inning.
They got to figure out a way to get that tying run at home plate. Maybe someone knock one out of here, but you know, Cole Hamels has had something to say about that all night.
Lucroy had a base hit off Hamels in the 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Lucroy lines one left field. That is down. Over to cut it off is Brown. Lucroy will get Braun to the plate.
Yep, stay there.
A 2-out single for the Brewer catcher, his 2nd hit of the night.
Ordinarily you want to try and get into scoring position. 2 outs, nobody on, but then with Ryan Braun coming up, you're in scoring position at first base. There's a changeup that stayed up and in. Finally a mistake on that pitch from Cole Hamels, and Jonathan Lucroy able to hook it down the left field line.
Well, that'll give Braun a swing here in this 8th inning. Braun with 2 hits against Hamels tonight at the plate, presented by Wendy's. The single in the 3rd inning has an asterisk on it. Braun hit that off the top corner of the wall. He missed a home run by inches. Lucroy had missed the bag around 2nd base, had to retreat. And then Braun, who was sprinting his way for an easy double, got caught in a rundown and was eventually out, running out of the baseline. Up in a big spot. 4-1 Phillies as Braun goes in the right. Back is Nix at the wall. That one is gone. A home run. Running out of superlatives for Ryan Braun. Just witnessing greatness every night. His 4th home run in the series. And it's a 1-run game, 4-3 Phillies.
And I was just getting ready to say that not many managers would allow a left-hander in the 8th inning to face Ryan Braun in that situation. And sure enough, Ryan Braun delivers with a home run to right. My goodness. What else can he do?
3 hits tonight. And almost had a 2-homer game. This is a big home run here as it not only brings the Brewers within a run, but it's going to mean the end of the night for Cole Hamels. Charlie Manuel has made the change. He'll make a double switch here. And he goes to the bullpen. So Hamels, just when he was ready to put the hammer down, gets the hammer from Ryan Braun. Pitching change with Ramirez coming up. Ryan Braun delivered with another home run in the series, his 4th of the series. Braun goes deep to right, a 2-run shot that brings the Brewers within a run.
Yeah, another rare mistake. So back to back, John Lucroy hit a mistake. Ryan Braun takes on a fastball down the middle into right field. Well, not many left-handed pitchers would have had the opportunity to face Ryan Braun in that situation, but Cole Hamels did, and Ryan Braun made him pay for it. It's a 1-run game.
Braun safe at home, safe and secure in New York life. His league-leading 33rd home run of the season gives him 83 runs batted in for the year, and a 3-hit night. And remember, it was Lucroy who had the 2-out hit that started it. Unlike Thursday night, Charlie Manuel will go with his closer here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Yeah, Jonathan Papelbon
looking for a 4-out save. He's 26 out of 29 this year. Outstanding year for the former Red Sox closer. 57 punch-outs in 48 innings, and he throws a lot of strikes. He's only walked 12.
A double switch for Charlie Manuel. Juan Pierre in left field. Much better defender than Brown. So here is Ramirez. 2 outs, Brewers down a run. Ramirez already with a home run tonight. Hit number 17 back in the 2nd inning. Papelbon, the only closer this offseason that got a big contract. It was a dry market for big league closers this year. Papelbon, an all-star in his first year as a Philly. And that one's on the corner for a strike. 95-mile-an-hour heater.
Yeah, good live fastball with some movement on. He throws hard. He's got a good breaking ball. And as we talked about, very rarely walks batters.
Charlie Manuel doesn't ask Papelbon to do it that often, but he's asking an inning plus out of him here tonight. He's 3 for 3 in save opportunities when he's gone more than an inning. And Ramirez chased one. For Papelbon, it's the 5th time he's been asked to go an inning plus this season. Something he rarely did in Boston. Papelbon has had at least 30 saves every year as a closer in the big leagues, going back to the 06 season. In his best year, 41 saves in 08 with the Red Sox. It's only the 2nd time Ramirez has ever faced him. Got him. Papelbon strikes out Ramirez, and the inning is over, but the Brewers climb within a run. Ryan Braun with a 2-run homer. Home runs in the first 3 games of this series. National League leading 33rd home run just a moment ago to bring the Brewers within a run. And our Marshfield Clinic shining moment. How about the bullpen picking up? Mike Fiers scuffling a little bit tonight. Goes 5 innings, 4 runs, but Cameron Lowe 2 scoreless, giving up just 1 hit. And Frankie Rodriguez struck out the side, one of his more impressive innings of the season.
Yeah, bullpen, 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, and 4 strikeouts. Has not walked a batter. And now it's Jim Henderson coming off his 2nd time in this series against the Phillies. He notched his 3rd save of the year on Thursday. Came in with a couple of men on base, got 2/3, and he also struck out a batter, got a couple outs, making his 12th appearance for Milwaukee.
It'll be Juan Pierre to lead off. He came in on the double switch last inning. Hamels was chased. Braun hit the 2-out 2-run homer against him. Papelbon came on to strike out Ramirez. So Pierre will start it. Then back to the top of the order. Rollins followed by Franson. There's strike 1 from Henderson. '29-year-old rookie Jim Henderson. 10 long years in the minor leagues. Has 3 saves. All of his saves have come here at Miller Park. If you're asking why Henderson was stuck in the minor leagues so long, command has been a problem. Also injuries. Had a shoulder injury that required surgery in 08, and he came back. Brewers had a job for him, but it was in Single A after he had already been to Triple A for a couple of years. And you got to give him credit because he took the job that was offered knowing that he could pitch his way back into the mix as long as he was healthy. He took that gamble. As a 26-year-old in Single A, that's not an easy road to come back from.
Man, the Brewers took the gamble as well, and it's paid off. 3 saves.
Pierre lines one into left field. Braun able to cut it off, and that's going to hold Pierre to a single. That's a big play by Braun out there. The speedy Pierre reaches on a base hit, his first at bat.
Man, that's what he does. He very rarely, if ever, pulls the baseball. Everything he hits, he slaps into left field. Tries to get on top of it. Uses best attribute. That's his speed. Well, you figure right now he's going to try and steal a base to get into scoring position. He's the team leader in steals, is Juan Pierre.
And the left-handed hitter at the plate, the switch hitter hitting left-handed, Jimmy Rollins. Makes it tougher on a catcher. Juan Pierre has 29 stolen bases this year. And he's not an everyday player.
He's played in 98 games, and most of those probably not starts. Good percentage, 85. Anything 75% or more is considered to be pretty good.
Jimmy Rollins 0 for 4 tonight. And he's trying to bunt Pierre to second base, takes a strike. Rollins was hitless last night. Batting average down to 242. Henderson keeping a close eye on Pierre. And Rollins bunts it foul.
It's always surprising to me when you got a guy like Juan Pierre on the mound. You got a big right-hander with a high leg kick that you just don't steal a base. It's pretty much automatic when Juan Pierre takes off. He's going to make it. But for some reason, the Phillies and want Jimmy Rollins to drop down a bunt. Why not let him steal?
Rollins, a struggling hitter at the plate. He's 0 for his last 11. Ball and 2 strikes. Does he try to bunt again? Not bunting, and a swing and a foul tip right into the middle of Lucroy. A strikeout for Henderson.
Yep, 95 miles an hour and pretty good location. Tough day at the office for Jimmy Rollins. His second punch out. And good pitch by Jim Henderson. Check it out. Right on the outside corner.
We have seen 21 strikeouts in this game tonight. The Phillies with 11. Brewers with 10. Henderson's first for his first out.
And Brewers padding their major league lead in strikeouts for a pitching staff.
Kevin Franzen with one away. Can't imagine Pierre would be staying put for long here at first base, especially with Chase Utley due next. We'll ask if he went, able to check his swing. Franzen had a big game on Thursday night. Drove in 3 runs, had 3 hits.
Pretty close.
Right off his foot. On off the back shin on the bounce.
Yeah, talking about being behind a pitch, right? You don't see too often a guy hitting his back foot with a foul ball.
A shin burger.
Needs a pad back there.
Running out of pads. Well, either the Phillies don't want Pierre running here, knowing they've got some home run hitters coming up, or he's not getting a good look at Jim Henderson.
It doesn't look as though he has a very big lead. But that might not mean much.
Surprising he's still there. Franzen tonight is 0 for 3.
Veterans like Juan Pierre, ordinarily on their own, they have the green light. If they feel as though they can make it, they'll take off.
Yeah, good point.
You know, perhaps Charlie Manuel's wondering why he's not running either. Of course, he's not going to be stealing if Jimmy Rollins is going to be bunting, so you can understand why he wasn't running with Rollins at the plate. I'm not sure why now.
That's a good count to run on if the Phillies are going to do it. He stays put, and the pitch is in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike now on Franzen. Nice pick by Lucroy. So Henderson with a hitter's count.
You don't have any time to get down on your knees when you have a fastball that skips off the dirt. A la Johnny Bench.
There goes Pierre, and a pop-up. Corey Hart out number 2. A big out for Jim Henderson. Finally Pierre takes off but has to retreat. 2 outs now. It'll be Chase Utley now. 2 hits tonight. He's reached via a walk. Has 2 singles. He scored a run. Utley had a hit last night. Walked twice. Henderson with 2 gone. 4-3 score. The Brewers down a run after the Ryan Braun 2-run homer in the 8th. Papelbon is in the game. He got the final out of the 8th inning, striking out Aramis Ramirez. And he'll be coming back out to try to nail down the save. Utley takes a strike.
This is a situation where you would figure Pierre to try and steal. If they have first base open, you walk Utley, you have to deal with Ryan Howard. I don't think they do that. Choose your poison, right?
That's a big bat. The Brewers are in the wrong part of the order right now. See if Henderson can get out of this inning. If you wonder why Corey Hart plays in front of the bag, that's the way he's instructed to do it. Try to cut off a little bit of that hole that is opened up with a left-handed hitter. Gives Hart an extra step. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that one misses away. Looked like Pierre wanted to run that time, but started then stopped. He's not getting a good read on Henderson.
It's kind of unusual because Henderson's relatively slow to home plate. But Brewers are glad he's staying put.
Yeah. Henderson spent a lot of time trying to keep him close. Two balls and a strike on Utley. Ooh, had a good cut. Fouls it back. 2-2 now. Yeah, he knows he missed one.
He's talking to himself. Wish we could tell you what he said.
Ready for a 2-2. Utley fouls Alwood away. Looking ahead to the Brewer ninth inning. Corey Hart, Carlos Gomez, and Cody Ransom. (4-3) Philadelphia. Henderson trying to get through the ninth, and that one is ripped foul, just foul.
It's amazing how that guy can keep that ball fair. That ball was in off the corner, but somehow, I mean, Chase Utley, although he didn't keep it fair, he almost did. That ball didn't come too far from hitting him.
Count stays at 2-2. Almost threw it away. That was his best fastball, 97. Lucroy had to make a great catch to keep Pierre at first. Well, now Pierre will take off. A leadoff single for Juan Pierre, and he has been grounded at first base. But with a 3-2 count and 2 away, he'll be running with the pitch. Ryan Howard on deck. Big pitch coming for Henderson. There goes Pierre, and a swing and a miss. Chase Utley strikes out as Henderson goes with a big heat. Sets the stage for the bottom of the ninth. Corey Hart will lead off. Brewers down a run. the ninth in front of a sellout crowd at Miller Park tonight. Over 43,000 on hand. And the Brewers trying to return the favor to the Phillies that they received in Philadelphia with a final at-bat win. It'll be Corey Hart, who hit a grand slam on Thursday night that gave the Brewers the lead in their final at-bat. He leads off against Jonathan Papelbon. 4-3. Braun hit a 2-run homer off Hamels with 2 outs in the 8th to bring it within a run. Papelbon got the final out of the 8th and now trying to give the Phillies 3 more. He starts him with an off-speed pitch.
Good slider, 78 miles an hour. Corey out in front.
You always wonder about a closer who comes in with all that adrenaline. A big strikeout for the Phillies to get out of the inning. Now he sits and then he comes back. It's the 5th time this year he is trying to go an inning plus.
And it gives you an idea of the confidence level that Charlie Manuel has in the rest of his bullpen. That pitch looked like it was off the plate.
0-2 the count on Corey Hart.
Phillies have had bullpen problems themselves. That's why Papelbon's been forced to get 4 outs tonight.
Oh, 0-2 to Hart. A little half swing foul. Papelbon has 26 saves this year. He's blown 3. Phillies haven't had trouble in the 9th inning. It's been the pitchers leading up to the closer this year. But the Phillies have 10 walk-off losses this season, just like the Brewers.
Yeah.
Oh, 0-2 the count. Corey Hart leading off the 9th. In the air, left field. Pierre playing deep is there for the out.
Didn't even have to move. Boy, Corey able to stay back nicely on that slider. Hit it hard, but right at Pierre. Good at bat for Corey Hart.
Papelbon with 1 away. And he'll face Carlos Gomez here. Gomez 1 for 3, had an infield hit. Hamels struck him out twice. Takes a strike.
Boy, everything's a strike.
Gomez with 11 home runs this year, a career best. Oh, 2 on Gomez. Tough matchup. Papelbon has that great breaking stuff. Gomez looking for a mistake. Brewers down a run here in the 9th. Right down the chute with a fastball. Gomez was guessing. And a strikeout for Papelbon.
And not often a pitcher is going to throw a fastball right down the middle of the plate on a no 2 count, but that's what he did. And Gomez watched it go by. 0-2. You expect maybe a waste pitch, but that one splits home plate right in half.
So the Brewers are down to their last out. Papelbon against Cody Ransom.
Ron Renneke, trying to keep Ransom in the game, thinking he might be able to get one out of the ballpark. He does have home run power. But he's had a rough night at the plate tonight.
3 strikeouts in the game tonight. And Papelbon starts him with a breaking ball.
The Brewers have Nyjer Morgan, Travis Ishikawa, left-handers on the bench, and Martin Maldonado.
I remember Corey Hart's night on Thursday night. He stepped to the plate after 3 strikeouts. Had the grand slam home run. Turned a bad night into a good one. Ransom trying to reach. He's had a rough night tonight. Gene Segura on deck. 4-3 Phillies. And Ransom takes a strike. Papelbon just carving up the corners here against the Brewers.
They have 14 pitches, 12 of them strikes.
And now Ransom in a hole, 1-2. Cole Hamels started. Papelbon trying to save it for him. It would be Hamels' 14th win of the year. A ball and 2 strikes. Ransom swings and misses, and the ball game is over. The Phillies win. Jonathan Papelbon goes an inning and a third tonight with 3 strikeouts as he picks up his 27th save of the season. The Phillies win for the first time in this series, making a winner out of Cole Hamels, who is now 14-6. Much more still to come. Craig Kashawn standing by. What do you have coming up on Brewers Live, Craig?
Well, Brian, the Phillies top the Brewers here tonight and use some outstanding pitching. We'll take a look at Cole Hamels tonight, what he did against the Brew Crew. Also, Ryan Braun remains hot at the plate. We'll look back at his night as well when we come back to Miller Park.